about 2,600,000 tons a year of glass, most of that being three-mix coming in, some plate. In deposit states, we handle that material as well. We have many facilities, north, south, east, and west, including Canada and Mexico. And our customers predominantly are the container industry first, our largest segment, and followed closely behind by fiberglass, the pink stuff you put in your walls to insulate and save energy. And then we go into the highway bead industry, which is more from the plate scrap and some other smaller markets. Our customers, I think, if any of you have seen my presentation before, it hasn't changed. They want more. They want it for multiple reasons. It helps them in their production process. They like a base quantity of recycled glass, and these days they want kind of a base times 5. They want a lot more. It helps them with their sustainability goals. It helps them reduce energy consumption and air emissions. Again, they're highly interested in increasing the amount of recycled content in their material. Glass. You know, these days you pick up the paper and you read stories, at least in our industry, about there's no markets for glass. Glass is dying. You know, I don't see that. If you go out and you look at the consumer prefers glass. They prefer it in beer and wine, and hopefully last night some of you helped with the supply problem we have. Glass is 100% recyclable, so it can go over and over and over and over again. So there's virtually no loss in glass when you recycle it. It's a pretty good closed-loop system. The consumers want glass to be recycled. They view it as the most recyclable material. And when they're out looking for packages to buy, especially the younger generations, they're looking for materials that are sustainable. So glass is preferred, and they want it recycled. That's a pretty good story for our industry. Again, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this slide, but glass is a pretty good circular story in certain areas of the country, like let's use Jacksonville. We're close to Jacksonville. Anheuser-Busch makes a bottle. It gets picked up. It gets taken to our facility in Florida, and it's returned back to Anchor Glass, who makes another bottle, and it's back on the store shelf within 30 days. That's, again, a pretty quick closed loop. The glass container industry is hovering around 31% recycled content today. They have published they want 50%. As an industry, they publish 50%. And they're struggling to get to that number because of the same supply issues that Chaz talked about. The fiberglass industry, while their national trade association really doesn't publish specific goals, the individual companies have the exact same demand. They want a lot more. And you talk about home building starts going down. The demand for my product in the insulation business is up. So even though home building starts are going down, I could sell probably double the amount of material into the fiberglass industry if I had it. MRFs. Do MRFs make money recycling glass? Well, it kind of depends on how they look at it. If they use the traditional way of measuring recycling, they're using an average cost, they don't make money. But if they drill down and they look at it the way I think they ought to look at it, And what is the actual cost of recycling glass? What is the actual cost of recycling plastic? What is the actual cost of recycling paper? And they go and they say, how many of our laborers in the plant are on the glass line? Well, normally it's 0. And you just start allocating the cost where the costs actually are incurred, you'll see the glass actually makes money for MRFs. So if you're looking at it the correct way, most MRFs would prefer to have glass in the system. One of the things you hear about is glass contaminates paper and plastic. Well, I had our supply reps call every MRF in the United States a couple years ago. And I had them ask a couple questions. How many loads of paper, plastic have you had rejected due to glass in the last year? How many loads of paper, plastic have you had downgraded due to glass? The answer was 0. So I don't think that's really a big issue with with contamination. I think it's one of those stories that just kind of started maybe years ago when the processing was different, but today it's not an issue. So kind of in summary, and I think this is the different segments of people that are here. Lots of markets, lots of reasons why glass should be recycled. I'm not going to go through the chart. You can. But we ought to be trying to figure out how we get more. Thank you.
Thanks, Curt. Interesting insight. We're going to move now to the recovered paper market. As Chaz mentioned, that's a huge